This is the Schmo with the Pro. He's 22-3. He's the Funk Master, the UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world, Aljamain Sterling in the flesh. Here at Culture Kings, the Forum Shops, Las Vegas, Nevada. How we doing?
I'm doing really good. Excited to be here and break some news.
Break some news. It's always nice for the Schmo to sit down next to the champ. Let's start with this. You were in the PI yesterday. You ran into Sugar Sean O'Malley, the number one ranked UFC Bantamweight. What'd you two discuss? He sized you up. He asked about your weight.
Yeah, Sean is a little obsessed about my weight. I'm not sure why. I think it might be a little intimidating when he sees the size that I bring to the octagon. So I don't know what to think. I think he's kind of just it was kind of like a little bit of a nervous energy. But he's cool. He's kind of harmless, you know, especially outside the cage. He barks a little bit over the internet, but in person he's a sweet, nice, caring young son of mine.
Do you get the sense he's ready to fight you, that he's next in line to challenge you for the bantamweight strap?
Nah, he's not ready. He doesn't want to fight right now. If he wanted to fight, he could have gotten the fight. But instead, he opted for Henry Cejudo to leapfrog him, which is cool. I fight everybody, man. I've never once turned anybody down. The UFC knows that. The fans that have followed my career know that. They give me an opponent, I say yes. So that's one thing the fans could always count on. They put the toughest fight in front of me. I'm going to always take it, never going to back down, and I get the job done.
So Henry Cejudo, Triple C, he's next in line to be fighting you. All the rumors out there is that you're fighting him in April. We know he's down in Colombia getting stem cells. Now you're going down to Colombia tomorrow to get stem cells. Is Henry Cejudo next to challenge you for the bantamweight strap?
Henry 000 is next. 110% he's next. It's not going to be April, though. After talking with my medical team and the doctors, we're going to give myself a little bit more time, and it's going to be May. And it's kind of crazy how everything kind of comes full circle. After the fight, I knew I had these injuries going into the fight. Before the rematch with Jan, then the TJ fight, kind of kicked the can down the road, and I knew eventually I was going to have to get it done. So here we are. I think the stem cells with Bioxcellerator is going to be very good. I'm very optimistic about that, and I think it's going to get me back to 100% so that I can compete against a tough competitor like 000 and remind him that he should have stayed retired.
Pretty unique situation that he's over there, Bioxcellerator in Colombia, and then you're going down there, Bioxcellerator Colombia. You going to ask the doctors a little tidbits about what they were working on with him so you know what to do when you get inside the cage with him in May?
I don't need the answers. I got the answers already. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what he's got going on. I don't give a shit. I'm going to show up the way I show up. He knows what's bothering me already. I'm going to get it to as close to 100% as I possibly can. The same way I went out there for my last two fights and the same way I've gone out there for almost every single fight. A fighter goes out there, we're never 100%. We try to make sure we're as healthy as possible. It's no different for TJ. It's no different for Cejudo, Piotr Jan. Doesn't matter who you are. So you step in that cage, you make the choice to sign that dotted line. It's you pretty much you seal your fate, So whatever happens, may the best man win, and I just feel like that best man is always going to be me.
He's radiating confidence. When you beat this man in May, how do you presume you're going to be hearing and still?
I think it's going to be. I could see a second round finish, TKO, and after I finish Henry Cejudo, I really don't think the bantamweight division has anything left for me. Maybe a money fight with Sean O'Malley, if he can get his toenails in order and make sure he stays pretty on the sideline and healthy. He doesn't want to fight anybody tough at the top of the division because he needs more time to get ready for the grappling. And I understand we kind of would just run through him right now. So maybe that fight might entice me, or I'm probably just going to go up to 145 and let Merab continue to reign terror on the rest of these guys at the bantamweight division.
So win or lose, this could be your last fight in the 135-pound weight division?
Could be. I got dense bones, man. I get pretty heavy. People are calling me a weight bully now because they're running out of excuses of why I keep winning. I win because I put in the work. I do very meticulous work. I prepare very well. I train my ass off. I cut the weight the right way. I show up, I perform, I win. 145, it would make things a little bit easier, probably keep my body a little bit more healthy because I won't have to deplete myself as much. I'm 167 this morning. I'm cutting down to 135. It's a lot of weight. Everyone else is doing it. They don't say nothing about Islam being a weight bully. They don't say nothing about Khabib when he's competing and being a weight bully. I don't understand this term, weight bully. You make the weight, you make the weight. Stop complaining. You go out there, you sign up for what you sign up for, and it's either you're going to win or you're going to lose, and that's it.
A lot of interesting fights going on in the bantamweight division. February 18th, you have Corey Sandhagen. He's going up there against Cheeto Vera. And then you got your buddy Merab Dvalishvili fighting Petr Yan. Can you see one of those winners being most deserving over Sugar Sean O'Malley for next in line for the title?
Like I said, man, these guys are competing to try to see who's the next number one guy. The next number one guy should have been Merab after he beat Jose Aldo. You know what I mean? So if we're going to go by merit, it should be Merab already. And outside, I guess you could make the argument for O'Malley because he did win the fight based on what the judges said. And I kind of lean towards him in getting that decision as well. But like I said, I think this division kind of needs to sort itself out of who's a true number one contender. Like these guys kind of have similar wins or wins against guys who haven't really done anything great in the division as of late. And that's just being honest. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be mean about it. But when you look at it, it's like you look at who Cheeto has beaten. You look at who Sandhagen has beaten. Like none of those guys have beaten the cream of the crop to go, I'm definitely the clear-cut number one guy. And that's why Henry's in this position. And that's why O'Malley was in this position. So between those two guys, those are the ones that interest me the most. You've seen what I did to Sandhagen already. Not saying it wouldn't be the same fight, but I take him down. We all know how that story is going to end up. And I'm pretty sure I could get him down again. Cheeto Vera, he gives up his back. I just spank him. You know, so these guys, they can say whatever they want. They could call me cringe. They can say whatever. They ran out of words to call me because they can't deny that I'm just good. You know, at the end of the day, I never try to put anyone down. You work your ass off, you get what you earned, and you could try to take it from me as much as you want, but the record's going to speak for itself.
Funk Master on his game today. Show the crowd. You got the grills on. You're dressing fresh for here at Culture Kings. Why style so important to you?
I always liked clothes growing up. You know, I was big into the hip-hop culture. I thought I was going to be a rapper. It didn't work out. Thought I was going to either be a basketball player, football player, or a rapper. None of those things worked out. Somehow I turned into a pretty decent fighter, I say. And I still have those things that I like. You know, I've always wanted to grill, kind of grew up on that. Always loved music. I actually got my first song coming out with my brother who actually does legit. I would compare him to the way I compete in terms of like status. I would compare him like that for rapping, like lyrically, not the mumble rap nonsense where you don't understand what they're saying, and it's legit music, you know. So I'm very happy about that. February 13th, we're going to be dropping our first single together, and something I always wanted to do, you know. So hip hop is my culture, reggae is my culture, so I'm looking forward to that, and that's why, you know, just the way I dress, and even got my own stuff, you know, Funk Master. So if you want to cop that, AljamainSterling.com, or you could go to Culture Kings.
Will you walk out to this beat in May?
Oh, hell yeah. We're going to have the arena going dumb. That's the name of the song, Go Dumb. So it's going to be a fun little thing. I was actually talking to Joyner Lucas's manager today, talking about the song that we're going to do and some other things that we got on the horizon, some acting things and stuff like that. So MMA is just kind of a platform. You know, I love competing. I'm never going to stop wanting to compete. There's something about it that's very special. Even like guys that are retired, they're always going to miss the lights. When you walk out and that crowd is, you just hear the roar, you hear them with the camera in front of your face, 3, 2, 1, and they tell you to walk, and you make that walk throughout that tunnel. There's no other words to describe how like exciting that moment is. And for me, like, competing is always going to be there, but I do know that this music eventually stops, and I have to make sure I have some type of exit strategy. So that's the way I'm kind of looking at my career now. I'm 33. I think I maybe got 6, 7 fights left. If I could bang them out in a short amount of time, I think that's realistic, and then we'll see what happens after that. I'm taking it one fight at a time, though.
And he got the acting career on the shelf, too, yeah?
Yeah. I've got my first movie coming out later this year, too, Grace Point. Make sure y'all check that out. And we got the other one called Dyad, another movie I'm in. So shout out to those guys for actually hooking us up. Got some speaking lines. So I'm happy about this, man. Life is good, man. I can't complain. And you know what's crazy? It all started with a single knee to the head. A single illegal knee to the head. And life could have been different. If he just knew the rules, life could be so different for me. But thank you, Petr Yan, and thank you, Petr Yan, again.
Changed the entire landscape of the UFC bantamweight division. Maybe Henry Cejudo wouldn't have come out of retirement. What can't you do? Can you play the drums?
Definitely not.
Neither can the Schmo. We tried.
You don't want to see that.
Yeah. Can we get a final message for all the Funk Master fans out there worldwide?
Just want to say thank you guys for the true supporters who have been sticking by me in these tough times, especially throughout all these surgeries, these injuries. It's not easy. I know you guys remember me as always being active and trying to put on as many fun fights as I possibly can put on. I'm about my money, so the more I compete, the more money I make, and hopefully 2023 could be a little bit more of that and less injury-prone things. I know it could be frustrating because it might seem like I'm looking for, or it might seem convenient, but dude, I've made it to these fights hurt, and I put on these shows for the fans, because I like to make money, and two, I want to try to compete as often as possible. So stay tuned. May is going to be, we're targeting May. I think May is going to be a great way to return back to the octagon against a more than worthy opponent in Henry Cejudo, triple C as he calls himself, Olympic champion, double weight champion at flyweight and bantamweight, and now we got to get to see who's the lineal champion again. So I took out Jan, took out TJ. He never lost the belt. Daddy's no longer home. I'm the new daddy in town. Took out Jan. He was supposed to be the boogeyman. I was never afraid of that guy. After I called out Sandhagen, I told him I was coming for that ass. I came for that ass. And now we got Henry Cejudo, and I'm going to just shut the world up one more time and remind my true supporters that, hard work, it never denies itself, So go out there, trust the process, and good things will happen for you as well.
A defiant and confident Aljamain Sterling. Hopefully those stem cells, they do the job. He's the pro. I'm the Schmo at Culture Kings. We're out.